What's up everyone? Asif here, back with another awesome video, and this one is all about conquering AWS certification exams in no time. I'm gonna streamline your exam preparation and to make those tricky questions feel easier and ultimately help you feel more confident on the exam day. I know everyone gets a little scared of facing any AWS exams. People keep asking me, what are the study materials? Which course to buy? How to crack these exams? So I thought, let's make a quick video on how to crack these exams without too much relying on study materials or heaps of online courses. In this video, I am going to tell you 3 simple tricks that you should apply in every question that you face during your AWS exam day. And to be honest, these 3 tricks will not guarantee that you will pass the exam. What these 3 tricks will do, it can increase your chances to get a point for correctly answering the question. I followed these 3 tricks in my every AWS exams. I had so far 10 AWS certifications. By following these tricks, I passed most of these exams in one go. The only exam I failed was networking specialty exam. The reason these tricks didn't help me during networking specialty exam was that this networking exam is designed for networking engineers who works on core networking. As networking is not my cup of tea, I found this exam is really hard to pass. Apart from this exam, I can proudly say that I passed most of the other AWS exams in one go. And trust me, these AWS exams are not as tough as you think, and you can pass this exam even if you don't have solid experience to work under AWS umbrella. So, without further ado, let's go through those 3 magic tricks to cheat ethically during any AWS exam. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more videos like this. All right. So first things first, trick number 1, get yourself familiar with every single AWS services. You don't need to know each service in details, you just need to know what each service does from a very high level. Try to grasp the purpose, the use cases, the strengths, and even the limitations of each AWS services. Because here's the thing, a lot of the exam questions are designed to test your understanding of these core services. They want to see if you can apply your knowledge in real-world scenarios. They'll throw scenarios at you, and you need to be able to quickly identify the most appropriate service. For example, in which cases S3 should be used, and in which cases S3 might not be a good solution, when to use RDS, and when not to use RDS, why choose EBS over EFS, and vice versa. For example, if you require files to be shared across many EC2 instances, then you should know EFS is the right solution for storage, as EBS can only be attached to one EC2 instance at a time. You should know these tiny differences between EBS and EFS. These are just some examples. Trust me, knowing these basics things will be your secret weapon to choose the correct answer during every AWS exams by eliminating incorrect options. Let me give a sample question that I picked up from AWS Solution Architect exam. Here is the scenario. An organization wants to analyze application logs that are currently stored as JSON files in Amazon S3 bucket. They need a simple solution that allows them to run basic queries whenever needed without making significant changes to their current setup. And your options are Redshift, CloudWatch, Amazon Athena, and Amazon Glue. To get the correct answer, you even don't need to have previous experiences to work with services at all. You just need to know when to use each of the services. If you know these basic things, you can remove some of these options from your bucket and eventually will land into the correct answer. For example, I am pretty sure CloudWatch logs will definitely not an answer because it doesn't allow you to run SQL query on S3 buckets. Let's look at another example. A business is developing an online retail platform using AWS services. When customers place orders, the system sends order details to a REST API through Amazon API Gateway. The critical requirement is to maintain the sequence of order processing, ensuring that orders are handled in the exact order they arrive. In the options, you have SNS, SQS Standard, SQS FIFO, and Lambda function. So which one you think would be the correct answer? You can see this scenario wants a solution where orders are processed in the order that they are received. And if you know each of this service from a very high level, you can easily identify the right answer, which is SQS FIFO, where FIFO means first in, first out. Here are some common use cases for various AWS services. If the question wants cost-effective EC2 instance, look for reserved instances or spot instances if the question talks about real-time processing. Think Kinesis if you see decoupling in the question. Think SQS or SNS if you see global distribution. Think Cloud Front or Route 53. Enterprise identity. Think AWS organizations, IAM directory service. If you see caching, think Elasticache or Cloud Front. If you see spiky, unpredictable workloads, think auto-scaling. If you see hybrid, think AWS Direct Connect or VPN. Now let's talk about trick number 2. Each service has its own set of features that make it unique from other services. Try to memorize those unique features for each core AWS services. It's about going beyond the surface level and understanding the nuances of each service. This deeper understanding will allow you to leverage the full potential of AWS in your solutions. The more familiar you are with their features, the better equipped you'll be to handle those exam questions. This familiarity can also help you in real-world scenarios where quick decision making is crucial. Focus on understanding the major features and their purposes. Knowing the core functionalities will give you a solid foundation to build upon. A great way to do this is by going through AWS blogs and documentation related to each service. These resources are invaluable for staying up to date with the latest developments. Look for articles that highlight new feature releases, use case examples, or best practices. These insights can provide practical knowledge that goes beyond theoretical understanding. Even if you don't memorize all the technical details, just knowing that such a feature exists can be incredibly helpful during the exam. This awareness can guide you to the right answers and solutions. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are preparing for AWS Security Specialty exam, and one of the core services for this exam is AWS Guard Duty. You need to know what are the features supported by Guard Duty. You don't need to know each feature in great detail, just knowing from a very high level should be enough. To know these features of Guard Duty, you have two options. You can look at the official doc of Guard Duty and try to figure out what are the features supported in Guard Duty, or my favorite one, look at the AWS blogs related to Guard Duty. Whenever a new feature is added to a service, AWS publishes a blog that talks about that new feature. To find all the related blogs on AWS Guard Duty, simply type AWS blog on Guard Duty, then go to the links from AWS blog and skim through each blog post to identify which features these blogs talk about. Repeat this process to understand all other AWS services. Now, let's see another sample question from AWS Security Specialty exam and how this trick will be a rescuer. A security review has uncovered a potential data exposure issue across a large organization. Multiple teams have stored sensitive data, including possible PII, personally identifiable information, across various Amazon S3 buckets. The organization needs to find all instances of PII in their S3 storage, determine if any unauthorized access to this sensitive data occurred, which of the following services can be right solution in this case. Your options are Athena, Macy, GuardDuty, or Amazon Inspector. If you know the features and use cases of each of these services, you can surely tell that Athena and Inspector will definitely not an answer. See, by just applying this trick, you can quickly eliminate 2 wrong options and increase your chance to get the correct answer by 50%. Now, let's focus on our third trick, where the qualifier will be your best friends. We're talking about qualifiers like most, least, fastest, cost-effective, and so on. All right, let's talk about this trick in little details. You know those subtle clues in exam questions that can make all the difference? They are often overlooked, but hold the key to unlocking the correct answers. These words are strategically placed to guide you. These words are like little hints sprinkled throughout the exam, and trust me, they're your best friends. If you know how to use them, they can significantly improve your chances of selecting the right answer. For example, let's say you get a question like, which AWS service is the most cost-effective for data archiving? The keyword here is most cost-effective. Or here, what is the most cost-effective instance purchasing option that meets these requirements? Now, if you're just skimming through the question, you might miss the crucial keyword most cost-effective. Missing this can lead to choosing an incorrect answer. So here's the takeaway. Slow down, read the questions carefully, and circle or highlight those keywords. This practice will help you focus on what the question is truly asking. They are your guide to understanding the true intent of the question and choosing the most accurate answer. Remember, keywords are your best friends in exams. So there you have it, guys. Those are my top 3 tricks to help you conquer those AWS certification exams. Remember, it's not just about memorizing facts, it's about understanding the why behind the what. Thanks for tuning in, and best of luck with your AWS certification journey. Don't forget to smash that like button if you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more tech tips and tricks, and share this video to spread these awesome tricks with the tech community.